this message has appeared now, it is not by chance. There is a much greater reason behind this moment. There is something that needs to be heard with the heart, not just with the ears. If this resonates deeply, if something inside vibrates as if it is being recognized, then it is worth staying. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, as it shows the universe that your heart is open to receive. And for those who feel it, becoming a member is a way to walk even closer to this divine energy. Reaching here is part of a silent call. Maybe you came here by impulse, synchronicity, or something inexplicable that led you to this message. None of this is coincidence. A greater force is guiding this moment because something is about to change. A spiritual reunion is approaching, and this will not only affect the heart, but also life as a whole, emotions, decisions, purpose, and even financial paths. Recently, there may have been a feeling of emptiness, as if something essential was missing, even when everything seemed under control. There is a longing for something that has not yet happened, but that the heart recognizes. And this is not imagination. It is a sign. There is a connection in motion, something greater that is being prepared. The moment of receiving begins now, and those who feel it will know exactly what it is about, even without all the answers. This connection is not limited to romance. What is coming is something deep, a joining of destinies. The soulmate is in tune, even without having physically crossed paths yet. And along with this encounter, there will be a transformation in all aspects. New opportunities, long-awaited answers, clarity about decisions, and a flow of abundance that seemed blocked. A real change is about to happen. It is important to remain present. The next revelations will explain why certain situations seemed stuck, why some doors closed in the past, and the real reason everything is moving now. There are details that the angels want to reveal, not only about what is to come, but about the truth that already lives inside each of us. And this is just the beginning. There are feelings that are not always easy to explain. Sometimes, everything seems stable on the outside, but inside there is an unease that won't be silenced. The feeling that something needs to happen, something needs to change, but it's still unclear what that is. This silent tension, which seems nameless, is a clear sign that something is about to emerge from the invisible. The angels know that this emptiness is not weakness, it is preparation. Many times, strength has been used to keep everything in place, even when the world seemed to be crumbling. How many times did you have to smile while the heart was crying out for answers? This silent effort has been seen, felt, and embraced by the spiritual forces that accompany every step. No tear has fallen in vain, No sigh has gone unnoticed. Every act of courage has an echo in the divine realm. What seemed like absence was, in fact, protection. The doors that closed, the paths that diverted, the encounters that didn't last, all of it was orchestrated with wisdom. Something greater was being prepared, and now it begins to reveal itself. The angels do not take away, they guard. And what was being guarded is exactly what will bring meaning to what once seemed confusing. The changes that are coming are not small. They will touch all areas of life, including the one that may have been left last, material prosperity. A spiritual reunion does not come just to fill the heart, but also to align everything that was out of place. True love and abundance walk hand in hand, and the soulmate that will be found holds both keys. A story is being written right now, and every detail has a purpose. The next words will reveal the exact role that has been chosen in this connection. What seemed like suffering will be understood as part of the shaping, and trust will be restored when the pieces start to fall into place. The moment is approaching to see clearly everything that has always been present, but had not yet been awakened. Even in the quietest days, there was a constant presence around. Those moments of deep solitude, when everything seemed directionless, were also times of intense spiritual accompaniment. The angels were there, even when the feeling was of total abandonment. Every step, every choice, and every fall were watched with love, without judgment, only with patience. There were times when it seemed like everything was at a standstill, as if life was suspended in time, with no progress, no news, no clarity. This state of waiting, often misunderstood, was necessary for the inner ground to be prepared. Nothing is late. Divine time follows a wisdom that human eyes do not always understand immediately. During these periods, a silent strength grew. Something within strengthened, even without realizing it. With every challenge overcome, a dormant part of the essence awakened. With every pain faced, a layer of wisdom was formed. What seemed like stagnation was, in fact, gestation. And now, what was silently created begins to take shape before the attentive eyes. A meeting is approaching that will redefine the meaning of everything. It will not just be an emotional connection, but a spiritual mirror, someone who recognizes and activates what already lives within. And when this happens, a natural flow of growth will emerge. Emotions, career paths, and even finances will gain clarity and direction, because this connection carries with it a shared mission. Along the way, there were moments when everything seemed too difficult, as if the challenges were beyond the capacity to handle them. But now the angels reveal something essential. The strength that brought you here did not come from outside, it has always existed within since the beginning. Even without realizing it, it was this inner energy that sustained each step. No struggle was in vain. Everything helped awaken this silent power. Many times, your own worth was forgotten because of experiences that hurt. Situations that left marks, that shook your self-esteem, that planted doubts where there was once certainty. But the deep truth is that there is a light that has never gone out. And now, this light begins to shine with more intensity, because the time for healing has come. Recognition will come, from the outside, yes, but first it needs to emerge from within. The connection that is approaching will be able to see this essence without filters. There will be no need to prove anything, nor to hide what has been lived. On the contrary, everything that has happened will be understood as part of the journey. This relationship is not coming to fix anything, but to complement what is already ready to bloom. It is the union of two journeys that have strengthened separately until they are ready to intertwine. There is something special reserved for this moment. Something that cannot be forced or rushed, because it only happens when there is spiritual maturity to receive it. Now, at last, that point has been reached. The heart is more attentive, the soul more awake, and the mind more prepared to recognize what is true. It is not illusion. It is an answer. And there will be no need to fight for it. Just be receptive. This spiritual connection that is approaching is not ordinary. There is a mission involved, a purpose that goes beyond affection. Both paths have been shaped by unique experiences, and now these experiences begin to fit together like pieces of a divine puzzle. What once made no sense will begin to make logic. And love, far from being just emotion, will bring healing and clarity. The meeting between these two souls will also mark the beginning of a new flow of energy, a phase in which what was stagnant begins to move. Doors that were closed will open naturally, and one of the areas most positively affected will be financial life. Not by chance, but because when the soul is in tune, prosperity follows. Everything begins to align. Old projects, forgotten ideas, desires kept hidden for fear of failure, all of this can now be viewed again with fresh eyes. With support, with courage, with the sense that it is now possible. This connection will bring drive and vision. It will feel like a new phase of life, with more security to act and more trust in what is felt. And with that, concrete new opportunities will arise. Nothing will be immediate, but everything will be fluid. What is true is built slowly, with presence, with intention. There will be no confusion or overwhelming doubts. On the contrary, Peace will be one of the first signs that the right path is being taken. And this peace will be the fertile ground where new choices will bloom. The time of resistance ends here, and the time of receiving begins now. Next, it will be revealed how the angels have been signaling this approach. Small details, repeated situations, premonitions that seemed random, all of this starts to fall into place. It is time to learn to recognize these signs and trust in them. For some time, small signs have been trying to grab attention. Perhaps repeated numbers have been showing up frequently, like 1111, 222, or 333. Or maybe specific songs play at unusual times, with lyrics that seem to speak directly to the soul. Even a smell, a sudden memory, or a sense of déjà vu. All of these are messages being delivered with great care and synchronicity. These signs are not meant to scare or confuse, but to prepare. The universe speaks in subtle yet constant ways. When something important is about to happen, the frequency around us begins to change. And those who are spiritually attuned start to notice patterns that were previously unnoticed. It is not superstition, it is connection. And it is stronger than ever now. Intuition starts to sharpen. A sense that something is about to happen may arise inexplicably. Dreams become more vivid, emotions more intense. People from the past may reappear, or new faces might show up unexpectedly, with a familiarity that is hard to ignore. These encounters are not by chance. They are part of a bigger script being followed by the angels. The important thing at this moment is to trust what is felt. Even without concrete proof, even without apparent logic. The heart is being fine-tuned to the right frequency to recognize what is true. The path to the soulmate is not mapped out by rational steps, but by sensations that touch deeply. And the angels continue to whisper, "It's closer than ever." Sometimes, everything seems to take too long. As if life is on pause while dreams remain distant. But divine time is different from clock time. It operates in silence, without haste, but with precision. What is to come will not arrive too early or too late. It arrives at the exact moment when everything is energetically aligned. The angels ask for patience not as passive waiting, but as an active practice of trust. Every seemingly ordinary day is, in fact, part of the construction of the ideal scenario. Everything that will be experienced in the next phase requires a solid foundation. Balanced emotions, inner clarity, and free space for the new to enter without carrying the weight of the past. When we learn to trust the right timing, something within us relaxes. Anxiety decreases, fear dissolves, and a calm certainty arises that what is true will not escape. The universe does not play with the promises it makes. It simply ensures that the present does not arrive on ground that is not yet prepared to bloom. Everything is being done with love and wisdom. This is the moment to take a deep breath, look inward, and recognize how much has already been transformed up to this point. It is no longer the same energy as before. There has been growth, overcoming, learning. And because of this, it is now possible to receive something different, something higher. Because what is coming no longer matches what was endured in the past. Next, the true impact of this waiting will be revealed, how it has shaped not only the heart but also the financial energy, projects, and relationships. And why all of this will make sense when the meeting happens. There are moments when intuition shouts, but the mind doubts. Even so, the signs keep appearing. They show up in dreams that carry hidden messages, in unexpected encounters, in coincidences that repeat with mysterious perfection. And when the heart quiets, it is possible to notice, none of this is by chance. There is a divine synchronicity at play. Feathers found on the ground, butterflies in unusual places, names or places that appear frequently. These are all reminders from the spiritual plan. Each sign is like a whisper from the angels saying, "Keep going, it's coming." And when you learn to observe with attention, these messages become guides. Intuition strengthens, and steps are taken with more confidence. The universe doesn't use complicated words. It speaks the language of feeling. A sudden shiver, an inexplicable peace when thinking of something or someone, a sense that something grand is about to happen. This is the frequency of the soul tuning into the truth. And that truth is approaching with power. The long-awaited meeting with the soulmate will be recognized by this peace. There will be no doubt, no confusion. It will feel like remembering something that has always been there. And more than that, it will be the turning point for many areas of life. When two souls recognize each other, everything around them reorganizes in harmony. Life gains a new rhythm. In the final part of this message, it will be revealed what should be done from now on. How to keep this connection alive, how to attract what is already on its way, and most importantly, how to keep the heart open to what is about to manifest. The time has come to trust fully. The time for doubt is behind you. Now is the time to say yes, not just to what is coming from the outside, but also to what is already awakening within. Everything that has been lived up to now has prepared this very moment. And the angels celebrate this. The energy is ready. The soulmate feels it. From here on, life will never be the same. This new cycle will bring visible changes. There will be clarity on important decisions, unexpected solutions to old problems, invitations that open doors, and a constant feeling that everything is finally in the right place. And the love that is arriving will not come alone, it will bring lightness, prosperity, and mutual growth. A new reality begins now. If this message has touched you deeply, do not ignore this call. Like this video as a way to say I'm ready. Subscribe to the channel to continue receiving messages that strengthen the soul and guide the path. As this shows the message has been received with the heart. And for those who want to go deeper, becoming a member of the channel is a way to walk side by side with this energy of light. If this message has deeply touched you, don't ignore this call. Like this video as a way of saying I'm ready. Subscribe to the channel to continue receiving messages that strengthen the soul and guide the path. The spiritual journey doesn't end here. There is more to be revealed, more to be felt. The video now appearing on the screen continues this conversation with the universe. Keep watching, because the answers that were being sought might be there. Nothing ends, everything transforms. And this transformation is just beginning. Thank you for allowing this message to touch your essence. The angels remain near, and the path ahead will be guided by signs, courage, and true love. Now is the time to trust and live what has already been written in the stars.